You know, nothing infuriates me more than clicking on a link to an article and finding out that half of the shit in it is completely made up bullshit. That is why, dear friends, my pledge to you is that way more than half of the bullshit I'm going to lay on you today is absolutely true. Here's your damn rant show, folks. Greetings, I am E. Adam Thomas, and welcome to That Damn Rant Show, the annoying half-sister show to Film Rants. Tonight, we're going to look at the long, wonderful history of that amazing British series, Doctor Who, and give you Trivia Hound's 10 things you may not have known about the show. And I promise you, most of them are true. If you can spot the bogus entries, email me at boratom@gmail.com or comment on this video. Okay, Time Lords and ladies, let's go!
Number 10. Witty Little Hitters.
In 1974, when Tom Baker was signed to play the role of the Doctor, an impossibly long-ass scarf was not in the game plan. The production team hired a lady named Begonia Pope to just knit a simple scarf for the costume and handed her a huge selection of yarn for the job. Apparently she was either just bored, nuts, or a little both because she used all of the damn yarn she was given. The resulting scarf was literally 12 feet long. But on looking at it, the producers liked it so much that it became the core of Tom's signature look.
Number 9. Facial recognition.
Current fans of the series are mostly aware that our 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, had appeared on Doctor Who before in the episode Fires of Pompeii, as well as the Torchwood miniseries Children of Earth. He is not, however, the only Doctor to appear on the show before taking on the role. Colin Baker, who played the 6th Doctor, actually played a security commander on the planet Gallifrey in an episode over a year before he took on the role. In that role, he shot the Doctor with a patrol staser, making it the first time the Doctor ever tried to kill himself before he was even the Doctor. And if that made sense to you, you really need to put down the crack pipe, Phil.
Number 8. Wooden shoes.
Michael Grade is notorious among old-school Who fans as being the programming chief for the BBC in the late 80s that had it in for the show and wanted it cancelled. What many people don't know is that he was so hateful of the show, he secretly had one of his own nephews hired onto the set design team for the express purpose of sabotaging the TARDIS set to the point that it couldn't be used, so that he could then refuse to allocate any funds to have the set repaired or rebuilt. This seriously impacted the show since there were 2 episodes that year that took place largely on the TARDIS, and the episodes had to be rewritten in haste. The tactic worked, the rewritten episodes were fucking disasters, and he was able to cancel the show in 1989.
Number 7. Women's lib.
Doctor Who, as a series, has been at times guilty of a certain amount of gender bias, especially back in the 60s and 70s, with many female companions reduced to nothing more than bumbling idiots or screeching scaredy pants. But that does not diminish the fact that at the very beginning, the show boasted both the youngest and first female showrunner in BBC history. Verity Lambert was tasked with making the show a reality in 1963 and made it the first really successful sci-fi fantasy show in Great Britain at the time.
Number 6. The Invention of Sound.
Though most of the special effects on Doctor Who have been vastly updated since the 1960s, one specific sound effect has stayed with the show from the very first episode, and that is the iconic sound of the TARDIS materializing. The sound was created by scraping a regular old house key along the bass strings of an old piano, and then they modulated the sound with varying the tape speed and adding a delay or reverb effect. Even today, the same original core recording is being used.
Number 5. Polarity Reversal.
Though the Doctor is primarily known as a caring, peace-loving individual with a good heart, many of the actors to take the role have also made impressive villains as well. William Hartnell was practically typecast as hard-nosed sergeants and mobsters before his turn as the Doctor. Tom Baker starred as Rasputin in the critically acclaimed film Nicholas and Alexandra, and even David Tennant appeared in the Harry Potter series as Barty Crouch. Patrick Troughton even played the main baddie in one of his own episodes, a malevolent dictator named Salamander in the episode Enemy of the World, who ironically is killed when he tries getting out of the TARDIS while it's already traveling through the vortex. Think he would have known better.
Number 4. Chameleon.
Most fans know that the TARDIS is supposed to be able to change its form using a device called the chameleon circuit. And the only reason it always looks like a police box is because the circuit jammed during the first adventure. What many people don't know is that the original object chosen to represent the TARDIS was a Volkswagen Type 2 microbus with covered windows. But the Volkswagen Corporation actually threatened to sue the BBC if they used it, offended that their vehicle was going to be used to represent what they called at the time a vapid fucking kiddie show. Fucking Germans.
Number 3. WTF?
According to IMDb, in real life, Tom Baker, who played the fourth Doctor, married Lalla Ward, who played Romana, in 1980, but later they divorced in 1982. Lalla Ward was actually originally born Sarah Ward. One of the fourth Doctor's companions was Sarah Jane Smith, who was played by Elizabeth Sladen, and the fourth Doctor's later companion, Nyssa of Traken, was actually played by Sarah Sutton. Also, both Tom Baker and William Shatner have at least once been in the same room with a cat. Not the same cat, of course, but, fuck IMDb.
Number 2. Family Ties.
This one's a little bit more redneck. In David Tennant's second year playing the Doctor, there was an episode called The Doctor's Daughter. Georgia Moffat played that eponymous daughter, and, well, David took a liking to Georgia, and Georgia took a liking to David, and they became an item and eventually got married. Well, as it happens, the fifth Doctor, Peter Davison's real surname is Moffat. He is, in fact, Georgia Moffat's dad. So the 10th Doctor married the 5th Doctor's daughter. In effect, he actually married his own daughter, who is also his daughter, but also by extension both his granddaughter and now his daughter-in-law. You know what? Let's see if the Duggar family can figure that dynamic out without looking perverted. Hi, Josh!
Number 1. Dodecanucleosis.
Ever since the 1996 Fox TV movie, each incarnation from Paul McGann up to Matt Smith has been seen snogging with his companions or other characters on the show. A trend that has been broken by 12th Doctor Peter Capaldi, who has insisted on no face dancing or tongue fencing during his tenure as the Doctor. He has, however, been forced to relax his stance on hugging to an extent. So, what's the big answer? The big answer is that 2 of the 10 items I just mentioned are complete and utter bullshit. If you are the first to correctly identify both bogus items, you will win the grand and illustrious Thank Damn Ranch Show prize pack, consisting of bragging rights for being right, my respect and admiration, and the restoration of at least 1.1415925 IQ points from having to watch this fucking dumpster fire of a show. And you might even get free pie. Let me know if you enjoyed or hated this week's episode by commenting on this video, looking up That Damn Ranch Show on Facebook, emailing me at boratom@gmail.com, finding me on Twitter, whatever. I don't really mind. I really just want to hear from you, especially if I pissed you off. And don't forget to send me your guesses as to which Doctor Who things were bogus. Until next time, would you like a jelly baby?
Angry Men Reviews. Many fucks said, no fucks given.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
This is for you.
From who?
Doug.
Doug who? That's right. Clicking towards oblivion. How long, K9?
Insufficient data.
Yeah, you never fucking know the answer when it's important.